Yeah, that's. I mean, the beautiful part. So, chess was created. You said in the 6th century.
6th century. Yep. Belt to ass was being given out since the 6th century.
Yeah, I mean that's
in India. In India, now, when they created it, it was called something else, and then as it got, modified, we have what we have today. But the original origins of chess, 6th century in India.
That's fascinating. And then you said it eventually moved into Persia and then more sections of the Middle East.
Yep. Nation Muslim culture, and then eventually got to Europe.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's interesting. I mean, again, like a lot of innovation happened in early civilization in that entire area, from algebra to astrology to
Yeah.
how we tell time, how we track time, all that stuff. So it's ironic because obviously, like, Western civilization is at the forefront of where we are now and technology and all that, but Western civilization was the last to the party, so to say.
Yeah. All we got is basketball and football. Both of them came from soccer.
And
So did we really hate
it?
I know, Jern. I'm on that right now. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, yo!
I was telling Mo too. I was telling them, like, because he made me look up checkers. So I looked up checkers. They don't even know when it was invented, but checkers went back to 3000 BC and remnants even 1400 BC. So you know what that means? Motherfuckers was getting jumped before Christ. Think about that.
Jerry don't even know what to say right now. Jerry won't know what room he walked into.
Hey, that's what I do. I grow a beard. I know things. My shirt literally says that right now.
The Yeltsin bar, baby.
At your service.
Good evening, y'all. What's up, Vic? What's up, Jerry?
Nothing much, bro. Trying to settle in. Trying to catch up from the day.
If you're trying to settle in somewhere, don't look at Josh Allen's film pocket. Yeah, but we'll leave that for later. I ain't gonna give no spoilers yet. Jerm, how you feeling?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, we try to start off light as until I make these posts and everything, but we are here to talk about the AFC East. I guess we could start off while I'm sharing the links. Where does the AFC East rank in terms of strength by division? Are they closer to the worst division of football? Are they right in the middle? Or are they trending towards being one of the more tougher divisions in ball?
They're sixth.
Sixth. Interesting. So that means there's only two more divisions worse.
AFC South.
AFC South.
That's 8.
Who else? Who would you put behind them?
Yeah. Do I dare say AFC West only because of the mutiny, or what about NFC West?
No, AFC West would be one of the more tougher ones. I think the NFC West should be below the AFC East. Personally, just my opinion.
Okay.
Your thoughts on this?
NFC, you said the NFC West?
NFC West, yeah, NFC West. That's Seattle, Arizona,
San Francisco, and LA. And I think LA is the only real playoff threat.
You said you like the AFC East over the NFC West?
No, I didn't. Well,
what was the question? I'm sorry.
I'm asking, where do you think the AFC East ranks in terms of toughness? Sorry, my bad. Go ahead, MJ.
No, we just ranking the slowness of football conferences. That's all.
I mean, I was gonna say, I think this might be. I mean, as you look through it, it might be the weakest. Maybe the AFC South.
Oh no, we already got that at 8th.
So
That's
They're,
yeah,
8.
they
so
number 9th.
so
They're number 9th. I'll put the commissioner and the NFLPA in front of them. So they
yeah,
9th.
so that I mean it's debatable between the AFC South and the AFC East on what's the worst
What if
division
I
right now.
what if I said now that we got the Sam Darnold slawness out of the way, ironically he
Mm.
wears a purple hat today for the Vikings. Um, what if I told you that the NFC North is right there?
The
Besides the
NFC
Lions,
North.
yes. Besides the Lions and the Packers being decent, they're not great. They're very, very good to decent because they have flaws and they got some holes.
Sure.
Are we saying the Bears are good? Because they're
I think the Bears are going to be much improved.
we hope. That's what we hope.
That's what we hope. You're right.
We also
So
hope that
I'm
the Vikings can,
hopeful.
but we hope that the Vikings can also be good a second year after they had an amazing year because they have certain talent on the offensive line. And the moment that couple pieces left, they all just fell apart.
Yeah, I
Sam Darnold came back to life, and nobody batted an eye.
I will just say this. This is what I would say. I would say there's the AFC North being the top. I would say the AFC
NFC
East,
East.
AFC East being the bottom, and everybody else is just kind of just flipping the coin at this point because it could go either way for real, for real.
Yeah.
But give me the
So
South as the worst division in football because it's been the worst division in football for the last 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, they have been.
You got an expansion team in the division that's still only been in the league, what, 12, 14 years? Which is that with the
no,
Texans.
no, they're going on 24 years, 25 years.
24? Okay.
Yeah.
So the
Still
Texans
young.
haven't been good
So
for maybe
I
four
know
or
I know
five
we're just
years.
going completely off tangent, but I got to say it.
Yeah.
At what point do we start thinking realignment? AFC South, why is Indianapolis in there? Like geographically, ain't nothing south about
Listen,
Indianapolis. Like
listen, that's a show in itself. Because if we really want to be honest, Indianapolis was good when Peyton was there, right? And Peyton was getting 5 to 6 wins a season just out of that group because Jacksonville wasn't good. Houston was an expansion team.
and
And
Tennessee had
Tennessee
Eddie.
has always been good at running the ball, but that's it. Because Houston
Well,
is the only team, that's not Houston, Tennessee is the team, like we said before, that they have 3 of the top 10 rushing performances of the last century. And of the top 20, I think they got like 5 to 7.
Hmm.
You got Henry a couple of times, you got CJ once, you got Eddie George, you got Earl Campbell. Yeah. it's
so the the divisions were realigned in 2002. So Brady's first year as a starter, Peyton Manning was in his division. But because within those in that time, within the last 10 years, the Jaguars and the Texans were added to the NFL. So that's how the AFC South became what it is today
Okay.
because they had to realign something and they had to give and there was 5 teams in the AFC East. Sort of like how the who was that? The National League Central in baseball before the
Yeah.
Astros went to the
Yeah.
American League.
You're right. You just whatever.
Very similar. Yeah. So I don't think realignment is gonna happen
This time.
before 2030 when the new collective bargaining agreement negotiations actually begin. So I
well, I
think
think
it
we
will
need 2 more
happen. I think
teams
something
first too.
will happen. But right, that's the other thing is because they're gonna want to push for an 18th game, they're also gonna try to see if they have the capabilities for 33 or maybe even 34 teams. So I think
Vegas got their team, and I think they should come back in certain cities, which we'll talk about those cities another day.
Right. That's a show that we'll do at some point. More for fun than anything, because, like I said, we're still really 5-6 years away from what I think will be the new NFL. Sort of how we had the merger in 1972. Fast forward 60 years later, I feel like there's something that's going to drastically change the league as a whole. But um, let's get started. It's the AFC East. We have a lot and not a lot to talk about because, in my opinion, I think the AFC East is going to be a little more competitive than what people think, with the exception of Miami Dolphins. But nobody really cares because there's a lot more things going on in Dade County and Broward County and Palm Beach County than American football. That's number one. Number two, the Jets. I think the Jets are going to be competitive. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, but I think they're going to be competitive. Um, and then you got the Patriots, which we'll get into. They made a lot of significant changes, but more than anything, I hereby declare Drake May is the new franchise quarterback of the New England Patriots, and he is the first franchise quarterback since Tom Brady. And then you got the Buffalo Bills, and that's where we're gonna start, fellas. The Buffalo Bills, they didn't have a splashy offseason, but that's a good thing. What they did do is make sure to take care of a lot of their own. Now they brought in some pieces and they did some decent things in the draft. So like free agency wise, they brought in Joey Bosa, they brought in Larry Ogunjobi, they brought in Shaq Thompson. Tre'Davious White is now back with the Buffalo Bills. He's obviously not the same player that he used to be, but 2 years removed from an ACL injury, back home, back where he's comfortable, I think he's going to have a bounce back year than what he had the last couple years with the Rams, and ultimately last year with Baltimore. Sorry, where he didn't start a single game for the Ravens. But nonetheless, he's back in Buffalo, and I think that's a good thing. On the offensive side, they added Joshua Palmer and Chenault. That's going to go into a crowded wide receiver room. But their biggest signing to me was Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore was with the Browns last year. He was arguably their best receiver, arguably their most consistent receiver. And I think Elijah Moore, when we're talking in December, January, no offense to Khalil Shakir, who that's not how you actually pronounce his name, but you know, we'll leave that there. But no offense to him, I think he's going to continue to progress, and I think he's going to continue to get his targets. But I think Elijah Moore is going to be sort of that go-to wide receiver for Josh Allen, despite it being in his first year. The extensions I talked about, fellas, they extended Josh Allen, they extended Shakir, they extended linebacker Bernard and Greg Russo, sorry. And then two very big to me re-signings was Ty Johnson, who's probably the best third down running back in the league. Worst kept, he's not many people talk about him. And they also brought back Curtis Samuel, who's a nice little chess piece for Josh Allen. So to me, fellas, I think there's three key things here for the Buffalo Bills to succeed, because the Buffalo Bills have reached a point where what can we do to beat the Chiefs? That's it. They've lost 4 years in a row. Go ahead, Jerm.
Let me just stop you for 1 second before you get your 3 points. You got your 3 points already together?
Already.
Bet. Let me just say this real quick, and I'm going to pass it to Vic, and we're going to pass it to MJ, then we get your 3 points. Real quick. Number one thing that I think the Buffalo Bills need to be focused on more than anything else, it's not about the numbers. For everybody who wants to talk about numbers and everything else, Buffalo Bills having a number one defense in the league doesn't make a difference. We just got to make a stop when it damn counts. That's been the problem with Buffalo these last couple of years. It's not about any of the extracurricular stuff. Can we make a stop when it damn counts?
When it counts,
Can we
yeah.
get off the field when it counts? And if this is not the year that Russo's been pretty good, but he has to take a step further now. Now we
Correct.
have to get him to ascend. He's playing with Baby Bosa, with Big Bosa. Big Bosa just has to come in and give you 10 and a half sacks this year. And Russo has to give you 12 sacks. That will be formidable enough with the interior that they have to be able to maybe make a difference. But we need Russo to push the pocket toward Bosa like Melvin Ingram did a few years ago when he first got to the Chargers. And that'll make Bosa a little bit more effective because Bosa hasn't been the same player since he played with Melvin Ingram.
Very
I
true.
digress.
No, all good points. Vic, you want to jump in there?
Just a little disappointed because I don't know where the receiving core is going with this team. I don't know. I mean, you shouted out Elijah Moore. I don't know where the number one receiver is for Josh Allen, and we know the accuracy, inconsistencies that he has. So, where is the number one receiver? Where is the Stephon Diggs? You know, I don't know. I
They
don't
wanted
know
to
if
be Keon Coleman.
yeah.
They
I
wanted to
don't
be
know.
Keon
That's
Coleman.
right, but that's what I don't know if he's ready for that, Jerm. I don't know if Joshua Palmer is ready for that. Keon Coleman, I don't know if he's ready for that. So I need their two tight ends to step up this year. I needed their tight ends to step forward. Are they going to use more two tight end sets? Are they going to use the three receiver sets? So I want to see Dawson Knox. I want to see Dalton Kincaid take a step forward and kind of hit teams in the middle of the field harder there for Josh, especially in the middle of the field. Because just again, the inconsistencies with his accuracy is crazy. Go ahead, Jerm.
Just to add this to you as well, they used 13 personnel last year in the Baltimore game, and they were successful. They were hitting Baltimore in the mouth and running the football. So let me just say, they have the bodies, they have the quarterback, and they have the running game to do so. It's not about the receivers. It's never been about receivers. We know historically, as I say, receivers ain't been
Yeah,
meant SH to the bigger picture. It's about
facts.
having guys that catch the ball. And if this group catches the ball and does the small things like get open enough on third down, you can motion guys like Shakur and Elijah Moore and get them scheme them open. You don't need guys to get separation. I talked to MJ about 6, 8 weeks ago. I said, hey, you don't need guys that get open with great separation. You need guys that know how to get open with their hands. That means I'm going to redirect you. I'm going to hit you in that hit that elbow up and move you out of my way because I'm just going to pop lock and I'm going to get this 5 yards. I don't need all of that extra stuff. This is not a really complicated situation for them. They got the physical players to do it. So to Vic's point, they got to use those tight ends. It's time to use the running backs and the tight ends because Josh Allen is more than capable of doing so. But most importantly, what's the reason why you have James Cook then?
That's why I'm like I just see a regression every year with this lineup, man. With this whole roster, it's just and Josh Allen again severely inconsistent. His best season was probably what was it 2020 or 2021 where we thought he was an MVP candidate instead of Aaron Rodgers. Like
Hmm.
that's the Josh Allen I need to see. And maybe without a Stephon Diggs, maybe he can distribute the targets a little bit more if these kids get open more for him. But James Cook, I don't know if he's a three-down running back. Maybe I'm still with the old school mentality when it comes to that. But they're gonna have to get real creative with this offense. I think the defense is still gonna be outstanding. I love the cornerback pickup. That they drafted in the first round from Kentucky. He's smooth athlete. I was only able to see just a couple games from him. I think that's gonna be a great corner like addition for them, not only starting now, but I think like down the road, this kid might be one of those kids where we discuss a top 5 corner in this league. That's how smooth of an athlete and his ball skills I've seen from him. So besides that, man, I don't know this. We're gonna talk about it, but this whole division is funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep my prediction for the end of this.
No, you go. So he talking about Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
That's the corner. You talk about the inconsistencies in the pocket, and then I'm gonna let you jump in there, MJ. Um, his inconsistencies come from indecisiveness. And so when I watch film on him, which was recently to see where has the growth come? Where has the evolution come? He he is still married to some of those bad habits. He's having a hard time divorcing them. And if anybody who's been through a lengthy divorce knows, you may get your little, action here and there, but at the end of the day, you're still going home to the person you're not happy with. So he's still married to some of those bad habits. Which is crazy to say this, all right, and I mean this, and I will show this if I need to show this, but Lamar Jackson's pocket presence is actually better than Josh Allen's. That's the point that we're at now. Because for one, and which is people are going to think that I'm crazy when I say this, MJ,
No,
he's a statue in the pocket. Like when he does his dropbacks, he's a statue. First of all, he drops back way too much and way too fast. It's not like a controlled timed drop back. It's way too quick. It's more level of a he's just shuffling his feet really fast to get to where he needs to get. He's going way deeper than where he needs to go, and then he just like stands there with not knowing what to do with it. And then that's when he either starts scrambling or he's trying to escape from sacks, and he's putting a lot of pressures on his tackles. Great quarterbacks, the all-time great quarterbacks, mask offensive tackle play, not exposed in the way that Josh Allen has left his tackles exposed in certain situations. Jump in there, MJ.
all right, so y'all covered it all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about something that y'all probably didn't know. True or false? I went to the same junior college as Josh Allen.
True.
True.
I did.
I never even thought about that.
Nobody did. Yeah, we went to the same junior college. Obviously in different times. I'm not gonna
Right.
say the hell with you for that. But yes, we went to the same junior college in California. So
Okay.
now let's go on to football because I just thought that was something that people. And it also means I'm not going to be biased, even though I have every right to be. So, now, in the 13, the major question is, can Kincaid win outside the numbers consistently? I think a little bit of that inconsistency comes from not having a target since Stephon Diggs left that he can trust. It's not to say the wide receiver he had last year wasn't dynamic. It's a certain trust and a certain rhythm that you get with certain players, and you could just tell. You could just tell. Like, Tom Brady was incredible with a lot of players, but it just wasn't the same like him and Randy Moss connection. It just wasn't. And that's okay. But eventually, Tom found Gronk. I need for Josh Allen to turn Kincaid into either Gronk or the other tight end that I'm not going to mention.
He kind of plays more like that other tight end.
That's what I.
Yeah.
So that means Knox can turn into the in between the tackle. I catch everything, and now we can really take this 13 dynamic to something else.
Right.
And with those packages that we add into with Elijah Moore, the quick hits with the quick screen and the slant drag mesh concepts, they make sense now because Elijah Moore is going to outrun anybody if it's in a man situation, and he's going to find the soft spots in his own situation. See, y'all thought I ain't know football. I'm in my bag.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
So
So no, but just the main thing is I see a team that just pretty much gives the ball to Josh Allen and says, "Go make us a play."
Figure it out.
You can't win a Super Bowl that way. You got to have some type of stuff. You have to have some type of game plan or scheme. When it's 3rd down and 8, what are we going to rely on? It can't be give the ball to Josh Allen and hopefully, he outrun a guy, he trucks a guy, or, he buys time and throws this magnificent pass across the field. That is just not winning football. What are we going to do? Go ahead, Jerm. I know you.
Watch this. Everything you said, I'm going to sum it up in a very, very quick little 2-minute segment, if that. Watch this. Josh Allen, in order for Kincaid and for Knox to be more effective, you got to throw him the ball on the bootlegs. Why are we waiting to throw the ball on the bootleg?
Ma'am. Bam. And the drags.
And the
Any
drags. Why are we
which
waiting to
drags come
throw?
on bootlegs. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's number one.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
that's the difference. If you throw it early, that gives them an opportunity to get the ball in space and make a move. You don't even give these folks a chance to make a move half the time because you're throwing it late. As much as I kill Lamar for throwing it late, Josh does the same thing.
Yes, he does.
So let's go a step further. Hey, Vic, let me ask you a question. We talk all the time about how we utilize tight ends and running backs because they're closer to the quarterback, right? So we talk about screens, we talk about draws, we talk about all these different things that we can do. What coordinators are consistently using those type of plays in their playbooks since the Earnhardt-Perkins system isn't being used as much in the NFL anymore?
A lot of stretch. There's a lot of stretch offices now.
So,
They're not even
so
used
you see,
tight to the formations, nothing like that.
So you see, we're not getting the same playbook quality either from some of the coordinators because the coordinators aren't utilizing the fundamental players that the Buffalo Bills offense is all about, which is why the
RPO.
head coach is on my top seat to get booted next year because we're not doing the things that are necessary for the quarterback to be successful.
RPO, baby.
Yeah,
And watch
absolutely.
this. I watched this same team be able to run the ball against Baltimore.
Facts.
Not just with 12 personnel, but they brought out 13 personnel for some snaps. Three tight ends and a running back. For those that didn't know, three tight ends, a running back, and a receiver. And they were able to run the football. So it's not that they can't move people, but where do offensive linemen like to go? Front or back?
They like to go forward all the
So
Absolutely.
time.
why are we running the ball more? Why do we got to drop back and and throw the ball so much? And also Josh Allen. Now we're getting to the point with you now. Josh, Lamar, Joe, Pat, which Pat, you don't count because you do what you want to win. So you do whatever it takes. You don't count.
He
So
does not.
you remove yourself from this conversation, sir, and we salute you here at Views. That's why
Facts.
you made the all century team first team. And the rest of these jokers ain't even in your category or in
Facts.
on your planet.
Facts.
You need to get away from your individual stats and start focus on the stats that mean winning. Cam said that Jalen Hurts wasn't a top 10 quarterback. That's his opinion, and I don't care about his opinion. But you know what I do care about the fact is Jalen Hurts don't care about that because Jalen Hurts just got what? Oh, and
Yes,
he
sir.
didn't even
Super
throw for
Bowl.
3,000 yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about him. It was about the win, baby.
And so, obviously, we're gonna talk extensively about Jalen Hurts when we do the NFC East. Um,
Absolutely.
but
There's
but
a lot to talk about, and it's not bad either.
no, absolutely not. Out of my three key points, you guys brought up two of them. The
Sure.
running the ball. They gotta be a run first football team. And Vic, they have James Cook. They also got Ray Davis. And Ray Davis, if he
It's
puts on
such
about
a
5 pounds,
underrated
bro, he is so nice. He definitely,
chef's
I'm not
kiss.
saying this because he's wearing the number, but he does have like a Mark Ingram type vibe to him. And
Okay.
Mark Ingram it was definitely a third down back. And they got Ty Johnson, who, like I said earlier, is probably the best third down running back in the league. So they have everything they need to be run first. And hopefully the fact that they signed and extended their fullback is part of their plan to continue to evolve their run game and evolve their playbook. The second point, you're talking about coaching. The one thing they got to get better at, Jerm mentioned, well, there's a couple of things. Jerm mentioned one of them, which is getting key stops when it matters. The other part is in third down and red area. Even though the numbers say that they were really good, there wasn't a lot of sophisticated design and well executed plays. And to most highlight that, you got to look at the Chiefs game, and to even go further, in fourth quarter, third and goal from the 4, and you run a fade with Keon Coleman isolated on Trent McDuffie. That is worse than running a rub route with two players on second and goal in the Super Bowl, but I digress. So there's a lot of situations where situational awareness matters. And in this game, when you get to the when you want to get to the creme de la creme, you have to be elite in those situations. Not only in your execution, but in your coaching, in your play call, in your preparation. Go ahead, Jerm.
And another thing, just like what you said, Mo, I'm gonna reiterate on something, right? You know what the Chiefs do? They find different ways to give Kelsey the ball in the red zone
They sure
because
do.
the routes are now starting not to work. So now we're going with shuffle passes. Now we're going with other concepts, him out of the backfield, him coming in motion, him doing different. Your playbook evolves as your quarterback evolves. Let me say that again for the people in the back.
Please
Your
slowly.
playback evolves when your quarterback evolves. So
One
if
Well,
more
your
time.
quarterback is
quarterback
stuck
never
in,
evolves.
you said, excuse me,
What if your quarterback never evolves, Sherm?
that means that your
Mm.
playbook stays the same
Ain't
and
that
you can't do nothing but the same you was doing last year. And
something?
then last year we understand why is this NFL so widely inconsistent? Because the quarterbacks are widely
Yes, they are.
inconsistent because they aren't developing, they aren't growing.
Hmm.
And you're gonna people and anybody who wants to argue with your mama first.
Damn.
But
Okay.
then after you argue with your mama, you can then see it by the passing numbers. The passing numbers went from 250 to 275 a game to we're barely getting to 225 now. We're talking about quarterbacks being elite and they can't throw for 200 yards a game.
That's absurd.
I thought the goal was, I mean, in a 4 quarter, 60-minute game, we can't get 50 passing yards a quarter. Woo.
Yeah, this is what
All right, I digress. But look,
this, this
the world is what it is. I'm just reporting the news.
and,
Mhm.
and this is what I love about sports. The second you focus on something, or when the second something gets good, is the second because of desperation and people needing jobs. The second adjustments are made. So now the defense has made their adjustments. They have figured out all the stuff they can get away with. They have figured out all of the things that they can do to disrupt the quarterback, get to the quarterback, throw off timing on receivers, all of it. Stop the run. They figured out ways to do it now. So now, in order to beat that, you're going to need some supreme quarterbacks to beat it. And this
Yeah,
is the chess match.
right. No, I totally agree. And then Vic, I'll let you jump in here after I make this final point. We touched on the run game. We touched on the coaching. We touched on how they need to evolve. Um, I think to me, the one thing on field that really needs to be a priority, and it's going to really translate to their success or lack thereof, is the play of their safeties. You got Taylor Rapp and DeMar Hamlin. To me, those are overachieving players, underwhelming players, whatever adjective you want to use. No disrespect to DeMar, I know what he went through, but there's a lot of things that he is immature in terms of especially pursuit angles, whether that's ball trajectory or run. Go ahead, Jeremy, because I gotta go
Wait,
ahead.
no, keep going. No, 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 no. You
Okay.
are, because I was getting ready to say what you just said. Keep going, man. Keep going, man. You cooking.
Taylor Rapp, again, a lot of the same issues that DeMar Hamlin has, he has. So who's going to be their savior? This second year player, Bishop. The first name escapes me right now, but he got injured in Detroit. And that's when Detroit scored like 21 points in the fourth quarter, even though the Bills still ended up winning that game. He is sort of an endangered species in terms of old school center fielders that still are capable of crashing down and pursuing in the run game. So I think their safeties are going to be ultimately Taylor Rapp and DeMar Hamlin. You have to limit how much you rely on them in terms of covering ground. Keep them in certain spots where you cannot expose their weaknesses. Because the front seven for the Bills is one of the best in the league. As a as a whole, maybe the best in the league. Phenomenal. Jerm, Vic, anything you want to jump in there on?
I'm just gonna add this, and I'm gonna let Vic go right away. And you can have it the rest of it. I have nothing else to say after this. Because Bill, I told y'all the Bills pissed me off. Um, I want this to be understood. Hamlin is not a free safety or a strong safety.
He's not.
What he is a DB.
Yes.
And what that means is he's a guy you put in rotation or on special teams. That is no knock to him. But that it's not a lot of talent in that pool there, dear. That's all
No.
it is. Now with Taylor Rapp, he's gonna be better underneath. So that means spies. That means cover one. Things like that. Things where he's in the middle of the field and maybe about 6 to 8 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So he's an additional linebacker more than he would be a safety. Those are the things he's good at. Not this thing where you think he about to drop back and cover somebody deep. You do that, you asking for
Yeah.
Blizzy. Don't do it. Don't
Yeah,
do
you
it.
asking for trouble.
That's
You
the
asking for
difference
trouble.
in why. Go ahead, Mo.
No, go ahead. You asking for trouble.
No,
Like
no.
you're
That
asking for trouble if you ask him to defend Travis Kelsey, or if you're asking him to cover somebody, a slot receiver going up the seam. You asking for
or you
trouble.
ask him to play a deep zone in the cover three.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's playing cover three. You're asking him to play the middle part of the cover three. Bro, that's not his thing.
Nope.
Covering the middle part of the cover three is essentially saying that is your best coverage player between your safeties in the middle of the field where he can make a decision or see what is going on in front of him to be able to help somebody else out. That's what Earl Thomas made a career on. That's what Ed Reed made a career on. These guys are not cut like them. So why do we keep trying to put them in the same mold? Let's just beat it. Let's just keep it rap, and let's just keep it what they do good, and let's focus on building our defense that way. But that's why Vic likes this Harrison kid for them, because Harrison can play by himself. He doesn't need all of that extra support. And if the Bills wanted this to be their style of defense, then these are the type of corners they need to have on their team. Guys
Facts.
that can play this type of defense and they can play more man heavy and have these safeties come down and clog up passing lanes and have their DBs kind of play over top.
No doubt. No doubt.
Go ahead, Vic.
Teron Johnson
Sorry,
is
man.
their best player in that secondary. Yeah, Vic.
No, I mean, just to add to that, I think I like what they did with the with defensive line. I think they got depth this year. But again, I think with this offense, I think they're going to take a step back. I hope I'm wrong, just to see, obviously, another one of the best quarterbacks be able to perform. But I think this offense takes a step back, so that defensive line and that defense has to be like top 5 level if the Bills even want to win this division. Okay, because that just goes to show you where my prediction is going to go for this division. But again, so Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau. Are you going to take a step forward, like Jerm mentioned earlier? I want to throw Ed Oliver in that too. Are they going to get, let's collapse those pockets because they're going to need that.
No doubt. So, MJ, anything you want to add before we move on?
No, thank you.
So we're going to leave the prediction to the end on the Buffalo Bills. Let's jump and do the other two teams where, to me, there isn't much to discuss, and then we'll circle back to the Patriots. The New York Jets, obviously, their offseason has been anything but quiet. The Aaron Glenn, Justin Fields, who will be okay, thankfully, after a scare earlier today. They extended Garrett Wilson. They extended Sauce Gardner. They drafted Armand Membu, which was a great pick. We'll see what the cornerback out of FSU that they drafted in the 3rd round, and the safety Malachi Moore from Alabama. We'll see how those players develop. But to me, keep it real simple on the Jets. I think they're going to be competitive, but I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. Aaron Glenn, will he be a good coach? That remains to be seen. I wholeheartedly believe that some people are just better off being number 2. Some people are just better off being the coordinators. I remember a head coach one time talking about how his first day as the new head coach, he didn't know what to expect. And then somebody came up to him and said, "Hey, coach, What do you want in the vending machines? I don't know what I want in the vending machines. Why is that my decision? You're the head coach. That's not your decision. That's not your department. So when you become the head coach, it's no longer just about preparing week to week for on the field stuff for one unit. Your workload goes from 10 to 15% to 100%. It is a huge leap from coordinator to head coach. And to me, some guys are just better off being in that 10 to 15%. I don't care about the vending machine. I don't care what appreciation day it is. I don't care what kind of towels we put in the stands this week. Let me just prepare for my opponent. And I don't know if Aaron Glenn is that guy. So I think the Jets are going to have a competitive but very underwhelming season. And that's my thoughts. Germ.
Listen, Chef, you got your hat on today.
You know it, baby. Cook it.
Listen, let me tell you something. I think they got a couple of talented pieces. Me and Vic scouted Quentin Williams. We thought he was great. He's not been anything short of remarkable. Garrett Wilson has shown that all of his great skills, which is ball skills and things like that, translate well to the NFL. Sauce Gardner shows that a lot of his good skills that we thought translate well to the NFL. Problem is, after that, as we give those dudes their props, and that's where it stops.
Where it
Because
stops.
everything else it's just a roster of players that we don't know what they are. It's a question mark roster. So what does a questionable roster get you? A questionable season. Question marks plus question marks equal, you guessed it, question marks. So with that being said,
They're an
Down to
enigma.
the river.
Yeah.
but but that's the thing. And what Mo said that I really agree with is I don't know if Aaron Glenn is a head coach. That's not saying he's a bad coach. That's just saying the attention to detail. Lil Wayne references today, fellas. Show me my opponent. Double my opponent. That's Aaron Glenn. That's Ben Jones. That's not what I see from them as head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with rosters with so many questions. We don't know if you're going to run the ball well this year. We don't know if we're doing zone reads. We don't know what we're doing.
Dude.
We don't have an identity. We don't know who we are. We just know we are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. That's all we know.
All
So with
right.
that being said, I don't have not a lot of predictions and all of that other. This isn't a
Listen.
prediction. It's a
Yeah.
spoiler.
This what sucks for me personally.
Facts, Germ. Get
This,
it, MJ.
this is the part that sucks for me. I look at a quarterback like Geno Smith, and he's just been patient, went through what he went through, and then 6, 7 years, he finally gets his shot. And he's prepared, and he got the perfect situation for him to show what he is. Now he got a big contract. Shout out to him. But during those times, and what people don't talk about, and when he had to be patient, or other times where he did get thrown into a starter position, it was always a questionable situation, wasn't it, John?
Mm.
This is what I'm seeing with Justin Fields. He just keeps getting put in questionable situations. Like, as of right now, Justin Fields needs the proper X and O guy to say, this is what you do well. This is what you need to improve on. This is the scheme that we're going to run to hide that. But we're going to work our ass off behind the scenes to make sure that when the team find out you don't want to do this, you'll be ready for it. And all you got to do is do it 5 times a game to make them think. Aaron Glenn is a defensive guy.
Yeah.
The best
He
he
is.
could do, the best he could do is give him coverages and his point of view from a defensive standpoint. I
Yep.
don't know if he can help him with what Justin Fields absolutely needs help with. Reading the coverage, changing up your offensive line to make sure you can buy yourself a second and a half to throw it. Knowing
Not
your
only
plays.
did you go to the right spot, you
Well,
did
Yeah.
the right thing.
Knowing your
here-
plays and knowing exactly which receiver you know could get open so that you can actually throw an anticipatory throw instead of looking, waiting. Oh, now he's open. That is too late in the NFL. That's too late.
To your point, MJ, to your brilliant point, and then Vic, you can jump in there. Not only do they have a defensive coach, they also have a first-time play caller for Justin Fields. Like
That's
even
tough,
Peyton
man.
Manning had Tom Moore. Even Ben Roethlisberger had Bruce Arians and Ken Whisenhunt. Andrew Luck had Bruce Arians. Aaron Rodgers had Mike McCarthy. You know, like Dak Prescott had Jason Garrett. Like young quarterbacks need experienced guys who are preparing them for battle. You have a first-time play caller with a young quarterback who is very raw. I just it's just not a recipe for success. Vic?
He had it at the Bears, and
Yeah,
with the Steelers, he got thrown in because Russell Wilson got hurt. He hasn't had just a fair shake yet. He will though.
he has not.
That's
Yeah,
all I'm
Vic.
saying.
Um, I just, just to add a name to what Jerm was saying, because he talked about the defensive tackle who has been a superstar, the receiver who has been a superstar, the cornerback who has been a superstar, but also Brees Hall. So we have a situation here, Jerm, where defensively they have to perform, but offensively, they're gonna have to be for sure a run-first football team.
Hmm.
Whether you get Brees more touches and Justin Fields kind of mixing in some of those quarterback runs, they're gonna have to be run heavy. And one thing that we love right here at Views is no beef, no Lombardi. And of course, I'm not saying that the Jets are close to that because we know that might not be the case. But I'm more excited about this offensive line than I am about the Bills. I'm more excited about the Jets offseason than I am about the Bills offseason. Again, doesn't mean that the Jets are going to be better than the
Right.
Bills, right? Because of course, quarterback play. But that offensive line is looking quite special. And they added that right tackle who's one of my favorites of this draft. Again, this is a kid that has some short arms in terms of measurements, but he's not going to play the left. We're going to get back to that subject when we talk about the Patriots here at the end. He's going to play the right tackle right now. So with the left tackle pick that they had last year, the right tackle pick that they have this year, and those guards, Vera Tucker, Simpson, I think this offensive line it might be special. They also drafted in the second round the tight end, Mason Taylor. You know whose son is that? Jason Taylor. Miami
Yeah.
Dolphins, Jason Taylor. We all know who that
Yes.
was.
Yes.
Joey's
So we
nephew.
got, yeah, we got some bloodline going on there, and that kid looks like he's got some good talent. So this might be a sleeper offense in terms of will they be exciting to watch? Will it not be one of those situations where I'm here in Connecticut, I'm in between Boston and New York City, shout out to the Bronx, okay? And I'm gonna have to pick between Patriots football or Jets football, okay? And I think I'm gonna watch the Jets. So we'll talk about the Patriots later.
Yeah.
But no,
Not my
I'm just
thing.
saying. I'm just saying this the Jets offense might actually be fun to watch. It might be actually fun to watch for a team if you like running the football. If you like running the football.
I
Yep.
think it could potentially be disastrous to watch. Go ahead, MJ.
Fair
Yo,
enough.
Vic just described two options. Do you want to see paint dry or water drip? How about neither?
Exactly.
How about
Oh man.
no either?
Oh, y'all wait. You might change your mind when I give you some assessments of Drake May. You
No,
might.
I'm with you.
You
No,
I'm
no.
with
might.
you, Mo.
You
Look,
might.
I'm sold on Will Campbell.
Oh, absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
that's what we was going. That's what I was gonna
I
go
bought
to. I can't
stock.
wait for the Patriots. Let's get to the Patriots already, man.
I
Skip.
got,
All right.
I got more stock in Will Campbell than I do in XRP.
You better
I
change
like
that. You
that
better
one.
you better buy the dip today.
All right. Let's talk about the Dolphins. Um, what do I say about the Dolphins? Okay.
The
Here's my
quarterback
quick
competition.
They played
soliloquy.
in Miami.
They,
Their color is green.
listen, the stadium is not bad. I like Hard Rock Stadium. At night, it looks like some sort of Illuminati calling. But anyways, so here's my problem with the Dolphins. Okay, my problem with the Dolphins, oh God,
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Lord forgive me, I'm a sinner. Mike McDaniel is a teenager. Okay, you cannot have a head coach in the NFL like Mike McDaniel. And I'm just being honest for a couple reasons. Number one, let's just call it what it is, okay? He's a pothead. All right. You watch his press conferences. First of all, I'm from St. Croix, okay? And we had a bodega in St. Croix. So my whole life I have been trained to see whether somebody is sober or not, okay? Mike McDaniel is on something. There is his eyes are constantly look, as the kids say, zooted. All right. Shout out to Future. That's number one. Number two, he's out there in khaki shorts, bro. You can't be a grown man out here coaching other grown men in khaki shorts. This don't work for me. It just don't work for me. And to add to it, there are people. There is talks. Okay, there is talks that there are players in that locker room that do not respect him. They
Oh,
do
yeah.
not. They don't see him as a respectable figure. That's a problem. That's a problem. You cannot have somebody who's a leader of men and they don't see you as a leader. That's number one. Number two, Tua. Forget what we think of you as a quarterback, whether it's floor, ceiling, scouting, any of that. Forget all of that. All right. I really would like to see Tua give up the game of football. I am not going to criticize him for wanting to play, but how reckless he is and how many concussions he's had, I cannot comfortably watch him play quarterback because I'm waiting for that hit, and that's not a good thing. And I know I'm not the only one on that. So I wish him well. I really do. I wish him his success. I wish him health. But I think he needs to strongly evaluate what he wants to do in his career, especially because he's playing for a team that's going nowhere. Like we criticize the Bengals and we criticize the Steelers and we criticize teams X, Y, and Z for their plan and their purposes and what they try to do. What the hell are the Dolphins trying to do? Can you tell me? I can't. I don't know. I don't know
Um,
what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to build. I don't know what kind of roster they're trying to put out there
I
from
can
an X's and O standpoint.
I can present to you their biggest problem.
Mm.
All right. Just give me a few seconds on this because I'm gonna give you a perspective that you can relate to, but you probably ain't think about. Miami Dolphins problem, 94 feet crossover, check me out. The Miami Dolphins problem is the same problem as the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
You have a professional team that cares more about your collegiate athletics than they do your professional athletics.
That's a great point.
Charlotte will never be Duke. Charlotte will never be North Carolina.
No.
The Miami Dolphins will never be the U. They will never be Florida State.
No.
Even in their down years, they just don't care. It's very difficult to build a sustainable franchise when you know deep down inside you play second fiddle to a bunch of guys that are going to Kagers at night.
Mm.
Like, I've seen those documentaries. They said when the U was winning, they were getting in clubs and the professionals was outside. That's
Yeah.
wild. That is wild. Imagine, really wrap your head around that. Really wrap your head around that. So just this problem is way bigger than just actual professional football. Y'all got to relocate.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't relocate to a place like Alabama because it's going to be the same thing. You got to find a place that is going to love and hold that football team and really like cherish it. I don't know where. Figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe
Now,
they go to New Haven.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like, but what you said about Mike McDaniels, you want to know who he's dressed like, Mo? A college student.
Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Because he's trying to attract people probably to come to the game.
No, you are absolutely right. And I mean, I live down there, and I can tell you this: when you are in Miami, you see a lot more hurricane signs than you see dolphin signs. You got to go to like Palm Beach County to really see dolphin support, and even then, you go a little further north, you enter in the Gator territory. So you go a little west, you enter in FSU territory and all them other stuff. So it's like you are absolutely right. That's a great point. Um, and yeah, like when I went to the Patriots Dolphins game in 2018, you it was not clear that it was a home game for Miami. There was a lot more Tom Brady jerseys than there were whoever their quarterback was that day jerseys. Oh, Tannehill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tannehill. Yeah, there's a lot more Brady jerseys than Tannehill jerseys. I saw more Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas jerseys
Yeah.
than active player jerseys. So I saw somebody with a Warren Sapp jersey out of nowhere.
It just, bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's just
Yeah.
where you're second fiddle to amateur program. In fact, at this
Right.
point, Miami might be, you might get paid more than the Dolphins at this point.
Facts.
This is what it is. But when anytime you have that type of situation, it's just really difficult to even want to be motivated to play.
Right.
Because no matter what anybody says, the organization you play for and the fans and the support that you get does matter. It does.
Trav said he dressed like he going to Ole Miss.
That man going to the Black Expo, the Essence Festival. He on Purvis Street at the Essence Festival. With some type of illegal substance.
Yeah, you catch Mike Daniel on Collins Avenue in spring break.
Yeah, man. Like first year, he was all professional. Everything he saw, grew his hair out, grew the scruffy.
Hey man,
we ain't even talked about football yet because we don't have to. It don't matter what they do until they figure that part out.
He must have caught Boricua fever. He must have caught that Boricua fever, you know?
Hell yeah,
And he must have caught that bachata, you know? Jerm, you gonna stay on mute in this subject? You have nothing to contribute to the Miami Dolphins?
No comment.
All right. All right. Let's keep it moving. Vic, anything you want to talk about with the Miami?
Nah, look out for Quinn Ewers to be starting by week 10.
Love it. Hey, it probably before because we don't know what Tua's health is like.
Yeah, it's Zach Wilson, baby. Zach Wilson competition here. Let's go.
All right, let's talk about the New England Patriots.
Let's talk about
because I'm not saying the Patriots are back, okay? Because that's never going to happen again. Let's get that out the way. But they are back to being somebody to respect and somebody to fear on Sundays. And yes, Mike Vrabel was 100% the correct hire. Gerard Mayo, you could argue he was done wrongly, but that situation was wrong from the minute they told him he would succeed Bill Belichick 5 years ago. That was the first mistake they did. Because you automatically put him in there as a placeholder, which is a whole different show, and actually a show that we did years ago with Brian Flores. But we'll leave that for a different day. And a show that we did years prior to that with Lovie Smith. But hey, we'll leave that for a different day. Mike Vrabel, 100% the right hire for this team. Bringing back Josh McDaniels, 100% the right hire. Sign in Mike Munchak to be your offensive line coach, home run. Okay. The biggest reason the Patriots are back is not because of all the players they added in free agency, which were all really good signings. It's not because they drafted Will Campbell, great draft pick. They got a quarterback. When we keep telling y'all this is a quarterback driven game, you either have a quarterback or you don't. You either have a chance to compete or you don't. I don't care what the other 51, 52 players consist of. If you don't have a quarterback in today's league, you got nothing. Now, the one thing that helps is you don't need your creme de la creme quarterbacks anymore. You need really good starting quarterbacks. And Drake May, spoiler, breaking news, that dude is good. He has so much potential. But the potential, this is for you, Germ, the potential that I see comes from his credentials, comes from the way he throws the football, comes from the throwing motion. That's that perfect C, the release point above his head, comes from his ability to snap the ball, look at the safety, look at his first read, move on to the next. That's where it comes from. His ability to understand placing the ball where it needs to be placed. His ability to understand that the ball needs to come out your hand. Okay. With the exception of Lamar Jackson, the longer the ball stays in the quarterback hands, the greater the chance the play is not going to be successful. That's just quick maths. Okay. We don't got to go back to Middle East algebra formations to figure that part out. All right. So I'm gonna keep it real simple. Talk about their defense, their offense, all respectable. The trenches, finally respectable. Corners, Christian Gonzalez. You got Carlton Davis, who Carlton Davis thrives when there are other people who are better than him around him. Um, Drake May, Drake May, Drake May. What did I miss? Drake
You
May.
mentioned Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
But
I'll let Jerm and Vic and you jump in there, but I just want to talk. Go ahead.
here's the reason why you missed Stephon Diggs. Every lead singer needs to make sure that whether they rap, they need to make sure that DJ is on point. Or whether they are a musician, they need to make sure that they hit them notes perfectly. You gotta have it.
Yep.
Drake May could throw perfect footballs all he want, but it ain't nothing like a quarterback that you just described that has a big play threat.
Yes.
That opens up everything for a great quarterback. It's
No
two
doubt.
things that great quarterbacks need to be able to take the next step. A line that will give them time and a playmaker. The reason why we're talking about the Patriots last is because they have both now. And they ain't hired the whole damn alumni. Speaking of coaches, in which you talk about just some people are just built for what they built for, you really just, you could take away Aaron Glenn and insert Josh McDaniels right there. He had tried like 2-3 times being a head coach.
Facts.
It's just not what he is. And that's okay. But I'm going to need for y'all to stop asking that man to work. I don't care how good they do. Stop asking that man to be a head coach. That's not what he want to do. Just
Vic,
now,
you want to jump in there? Go ahead. I'm sorry, MJ.
Yeah, now let me just go ahead and talk about Will Campbell, and then I'll be done. So,
Yeah.
Will Campbell has the chance to be Joe Thomas level.
Yeesh.
I'm stamping it, and it's so
praise.
And it's so funny because we could pull up the film, and I'm gonna leave the film and all of the studying and the footage to Jeremy and Vic, but I'm talking about this just from an eye test, and I don't see too many young dudes who ain't stepped on an NFL football field look dead in the camera and say, if I give up 12 sacks, I'm working at Amazon.
Yeah.
That man understands their assignment. You remember when Jalen Hurts said, rent's due every day and I don't plan on missing a payment?
I do.
I didn't care about anything else after that. I knew he was going to figure it out. I didn't care. You could have gave me all of the whatever. I'm like, nah, he going to figure it out. That mentality right there, you ain't stepped foot on the football field and you thinking that way, yeah, you're a leader of men. An O-lineman that ain't stepped foot on the NFL field already telling you my quarterback will be clean and I ain't trying to work at Amazon, oh, no, this dude going to be moving everything away. So
Facts.
I already know. Forget the film. Just off of what you said, you take this serious.
So let's talk about their offensive line real quick. And then we'll talk about their defense, and then we'll end it with Drake May for German Vic. But let's talk about the offensive line first, fellas. You got Will Campbell on the left side. On the right side, you got Morgan Moses, who's been in this league a long time, who is a solid veteran right tackle. Center, you got Garrett Bradbury to replace David Andrews. That's a solid replacement, very solid replacement. And then there are two guards on Wenwu and Cole Strange, although they're saying Cole Strange might lose some of his reps. But there is still others that have high projection for him. But our offensive line, Vic, to me, is solidified.
So let's dig a little bit deeper into the nerdy level of this. 7
By
years
all
ago,
means.
fellas. 7 years ago, fellas, when we were around the time when we started this thing, they drafted a left tackle
Uh-huh.
that, let's just say, at age 29 is now a free agent. What is his name?
Isaiah Wynn.
Isaiah Wynn. 6'2", arm length 33 inches and 3/8. Okay, at 6'2". I was questioning this. Jeremy, remember? I said, bro, I don't think this is gonna work. I think this was Bill's, way of trying to get Brady out of New England. I think he wanted to get him a little bit, start showing some age or whatever the case may be. And sure enough, Isaiah Wynn wasn't working out as a 6'2" left tackle with short arms. Let's fast forward 7 years later. Will Campbell. I hear you. I hear you, quarterback. I hear you, MJ. Kid clearly has some heart. On film, you see the passion.
Yeah.
He is also 6'6". To be fair to him, he's
Yeah.
not 6'2". He is 6'6". But guess what his arm length is right now, Mo?
It's under 34. I know that.
It's 32 inches
Okay.
and 5/8, which means he has shorter arms than Isaiah Wynn at 33 and 3/8. I am concerned. Again, the kid has heart. The kid has passion. The kid loves the game. But there's a lot of evidence already over the years where these short arms, there have been some that have been successful, but there have been many that have not been.
That's
And
fair.
I said that Isaiah Wynn, if he would have been put at guard, would have been an outstanding player at guard for the Patriots. Should Will Campbell be the right tackle right now? See how he does? Or should he be a guard? That's going to be my question for this football team because I am very excited about this offense, Mo. Despite me saying that the Jets might be a sleeper, exciting offense to watch, fantasy perspectives and things like that. Drake May looks good. They had a lot of cap room because they spent some money. Like you said, shout out Garrett Bradbury might be a good pick for them, or a good signing for them. Stephon Diggs, one of our favorites, 7-Eleven, like Jerm likes to use that term. The tight ends might be solid as well. So offensively, this might be a good football team, but it's going to depend on that left tackle because again, no beef, no Lombardi. And again, I love the kid's heart, but go ahead, Jerm, talk about it though.
Yes, please do, because I got a rebuttal. But go ahead, Jerem.
So I don't think Will Campbell's a guard. Let's start there. I think if this tackle experience doesn't work out because of his arms, I think if there's a guy that can figure it out, I think that he can. Because a lot of things about playing tackle are really, watch this, elite feet or long reach.
Mm.
Elite feet. Why they call it
Because
football,
bad
Jerm?
feet, because the feet are the most important part of the game. So if you have elite feet, you're not dead meat. And that's what it comes down to for him. He's a technician at the position. The hand placement against elite rushers, we have so many different things we can do now against these guys with long arms, especially these rushers. Long arms, you're just giving me more elbow to move you. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to teach a class on this. I'm
Mm,
going for joints. We're going for
mm,
joints, not in an egregious way, but in just to move you. If I just touch your elbow and push it up, you're not going to resist it. You're
yeah,
going to move. That is a natural human reaction. So ask
yeah.
yourself, can Will Campbell not adapt those type of technical principles to his game as a tackle? So that's what I'll say about that. I like Drake, man. I'll say that. I think the key for New England is going to be defensively. Is
Yes.
it going to be back to the schematic genius Patriot way defense? Meaning we're gonna camouflage some things. We're gonna give you different fronts. We're gonna do that. If there was any coach that probably would do something like that, you got the right one.
You got the right one.
You got the right
You got the
one.
right one.
I just want him to have his own identity. That's why I said no.
Well, no, 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 no. He can have his own identity, but when I
Hmm.
say camouflage, camouflage just means you're giving people an illusion of each play. You're not giving them the same predictable look. If I'm playing too high, I'm not playing too high. I'm playing cover three because the safety's coming down and this safety's dropping, and he has the chess pieces to do it. And that's what I'm the most interested to see. I just really like what they've done in the offseason. I like the coach. I think Vrabel, I would if there is no way if I was Cleveland, I was letting Vrabel walk out the door, knowing that Stefanski's seat is hotter than a teenager's. You know what? In college, I'm just saying.
No, no doubt. No doubt. So, a couple things before with Vrabel. He was a coach in this, and as a coach, whether it was assistant or head coach. Not only did he have mentorship under Belichick, and Belichick called him one of the smartest defensive players he ever had, but he also had mentorship under Romeo Crennel and Dick LeBeau.
Yeah.
So he is definitely going to have his own identity because you saw that identity with the Tennessee Titans. You saw that they were versatile from 3-4 to 4-3 to two down linemen or three down linemen and five linebackers, whatever it was. So that he or you could tell, I'm sorry, four linebackers in the nickel package.
Yeah.
So he has his own identity for sure. And I think when you look at the pieces that they brought, like Harold Landry, the reason he brought Harold Landry is because Harold Landry fits that scheme that he wants to run. And Harold Landry had his most success while he was with the Titans under Mike Vrabel. Milton Williams, that the ceiling is the floor right now, or the floor is the ceiling, however you want to look at it, with Milton Williams. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's explosive, and he's one of those interior guys that you could line up between 1 and 4, maybe even 5 if you want to get brave with it. So I think defensively, that's the beautiful part about Vrabel is he already has his own identity, his own way of doing things, but it stems from Belichick, Crennel, LeBeau, the experience he had at Ohio State. the mentorship of Urban Meyer. So I think identity wise, originality wise, versatility wise, this defense is going to be very fun, very fun.
If they're a top 5 to 7 defense, the Patriots are going to be a playoff team. And it's going to be
uh,
very hard to keep them out of the playoffs because of
yeah,
that. Because in this league, we got to understand, Vrabel's already beat all the quarterbacks that are elite guys. He's already beat Pat Mahomes. He's already beat Lamar Jackson. The only guy he hasn't beat, if I'm not mistaken, is the most pure quarterback still left in the league, Joe Burrow. And when I say pure, people are gonna say, "Oh, he doesn't play the full season." I don't want to hear y'all nonsense. I want y'all to embrace when I say pure quarterback. That means go through all of your reads. The quarterback coach isn't giving you a 3-on-2 look like it's a fast break. You have to go through your progressions and really find people.
right.
That's the beauty of watching Joe Burrow play quarterback. That is the purest form that we've seen of quarterback, since all of the great ones retired.
No
We
doubt.
got to make sure we appreciate that still in the sport.
No
But
doubt.
when I'm saying that to say, who says that New England can't go to Baltimore or go to Buffalo and win a game or two and find themselves in the AFC Championship game if they have a top 5 to 7 defense?
Especially Buffalo because you got Stephon Diggs who's gonna take it personal.
He definitely is. He definitely is. I, okay. I want to go back to Vic real quick. All right, because see,
Sure.
Vic, I was prepared. I came here prepared.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I got a desktop now to go along with the iPad, so I can write my
Mhm.
Microsoft Word notes on this big screen. All right, so when you started talking about arm length, I just changed the tab so I could go back to the names that I wrote down. Okay, first of all, his arm length, while it's questionable, have had various measurements. Okay, now you could say it's subjective, whatever, but it's between the 32 and 5/8 and the 33 and 1/8. Okay, that's what his arm has measured at combine, pro day, and in individual interviews. It's been three different measurements. Okay, I am going to name you offensive tackles with arm lengths below 33 and a half. Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
Joe Thomas.
No, Joe Staley. Okay, that's
Mm.
number one. Was he good? I believe so. Donald Penn, was he good? Yes. Jake Matthews, was he good? Yes. Another, probably the best left tackle in Patriots history, Matt Light. Was he good? Indeed, he was. Penei Sewell, was he good? I believe he was. And guess who measured at 33 and 1/8 inches? Guess which left tackle in the last 25 years measured at 33 and 1/8? Vic? Jason Peters.
Mm.
Mm.
Was he good? My brother. You know,
He's the
you listen, his footwork, his technique, his ability to play on the outside. What we questioned about Isaiah Wynn wasn't necessarily his arm length. We questioned whether he could play on that edge, on an island. We don't have that question, at least I don't, about Will Campbell. And to me, that's a significant difference in terms of how they'll translate to the NFL. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey, I mean, listen, like I said,
no, but I love how they talk because that's the beautiful thing about sports
Oh, it
stuff.
is, no
It's
doubt.
like measurements don't lie. Like if you ask me to take an NBA player, they got a 7-foot wingspan or a 6'8" wingspan, I'm gonna go 7 feet if everything was aligned the same way it was aligned. However, there are certain things that is very difficult to measure, and it's a lot of times players don't wear it on their sleeve because everybody's going to say the right things to get the bag. This
No
guy
doubt.
is a believer out of me. I think if
No doubt.
if football was free to play in the NFL, he had to go get a job but still had to do all of his obligations to play NFL football, I think he would do it.
I
And
agree.
those type of guys usually figure it out.
I totally agree. I totally agree. We're gonna get out of here in the next 6 minutes. Germ, anything you want to add before we do two things to get out of here? All right, Vic, you there? We're gonna get out of here, but we need you for this next drill. So I'm looking at the
My bad.
Patriots schedule, right? No, you good, bro. I'm looking at the Patriots schedule, okay? And I'm looking at their first 13 games,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And I'm really only seeing 3 potential losses in their first 13 games. Now, obviously, this is the NFL. Things happen. But let's go through it, Vic. Let's see what the Patriots are going to finish at. Week 1, they got the Las Vegas Raiders.
Things could happen like Will Campbell and short arms versus Max Crosby. Things could happen.
And that is a welcome to the NFL game. I ain't gonna hold you. That is definitely a welcome.
I've never seen Mo put a face like that ever. Hey, you said things can happen.
But I'm gonna tell you like this: he had a fantastic forearms against Max Crosby, and Max Crosby don't.
So who gonna win that game, Vic?
Give me the
Be
Patriots.
honest. Okay.
Give me the Patriots.
Okay.
Listen. Go ahead. We're gonna do this before we.
Yeah, we're rapid fire style. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Germ, the next 3 are gonna go to you. They got the Dolphins, the Steelers, and the Panthers.
Okay,
Dolphins,
I think
Steelers, Panthers.
win, loss, win.
I agree. That's how I have it too. MJ, we're gonna go to you.
Okay.
There's a reason I'm doing this because you're gonna see the 3 teams I give Vic. MJ, we're gonna go to you. Okay. After that, they got Bills, Saints, Titans. Bills, Saints, Titans.
3-0.
Ooh.
Damn.
Hey. Vic.
Okay.
They got after that. They got the Browns, they got the Falcons, then they got the Buccaneers and the Jets. The Browns, the Falcons, the Buccaneers, and the Jets.
Will Campbell hit short arms versus Myles Garrett.
Just call him what you want. Call him
Nice.
T-Rex. We'll call him T-Rex.
Okay, so Browns, Falcons, and what was the other team?
Bucks, Jets. So Browns, win or loss against the Browns.
Give me the Patriots.
You do this.
Okay. Falcons.
That's tough. Exactly.
He's gonna be going up against 2 rookies either way in that game. On the edge.
Oh yeah. With the Michigan kid.
Yeah, so who you got? Falcons, Patriots?
Give me the Patriots for that game.
All right. Buccaneers against your boy.
Oh, give me Baker, dog. Give me Baker don't bake.
All right. Germ, you got the Jets, Bengals, and Giants.
I think they lose against the Bengals.
Stand strong.
Jets and Giants.
That's them as wins, man. Ain't nobody worried about the Jets.
And nobody.
So that's 10-3. That's 10-3. And the remaining schedule is Bills, Ravens, Jets, Dolphins.
2-2.
So even if they go 2-2, that still puts them at 12 wins.
They're gonna split. They're gonna split with the Bills. I think they'll split with the Bills.
And I think they'll lose.
Cool.
Good.
That's cool. But I'll say this: 10 wins get you in the playoffs.
10 wins gets you in the playoffs, and that was my point. So they're gonna get to 10 wins, and then December finally should decide the AFC East. You got the Bills, you got the Ravens, the Jets, and then the Dolphins. Now, let's just try to look at it for fun here. With the Bills schedule, what they got in the month of December, if this thing will load. So the Bills, oh my God, bro. This is the Bills from November 2nd to the end of the season. This is the Bills schedule from November 2nd to the end of their season. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10-game stretch for the Buffalo Bills. Okay. No buys. They got the Chiefs, then the Dolphins. Then they go Buccaneers, Texans, Steelers, Bengals, Patriots, Browns, Eagles, Jets. That is a 10-game brutal stretch. Those are 7 games against teams with good quarterbacks, teams with good pass rushers, and teams that are tough matchups for the Bills. So I know the Bills have been running the division since Brady left. And I'm not saying this is the year for the Patriots to overtake them. But it wouldn't shock me if we're going into the last week of the season, the last 2 weeks of the season, trying to figure out who's going to win the AFC East. And the fact that they got the Eagles in week 17 is brutal. That's brutal. So just something to think about as we head into the season. I'm going to pick the Bills to win the division, despite everything we just talked about. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. Germ?
Give me the Patriots.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Stand on business. Vic?
I'm going Patriots, Bills, Jets, Dolphins.
You got the Patriots
Patriots,
winning the division
Bills.
too.
Absolutely. I'm just
Wow.
not excited about the Bills at all. I
I
don't.
just really think,
Wow.
And they
and to
could.
add to that,
Go ahead.
Vic, too, just to add to it, and like I said, I just think that this defense might be in a good spot to really make a really strong push this year. And that right there, if 20 points a game is like the measuring stick for a good defense, right? I
Yeah.
think the Patriots are going to be able to hold a lot of these teams to 20 points or less.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, again, you
Good
talked about
point.
the
Great point.
you talked about the defensive tackle that they picked up from the Eagles, Harold Landry, to rush from the edge, 3-4 defense. I mean, Mike Vrabel. The Bills and the Patriots are gonna have some really good defenses, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots are better. And then just, I guess what's gonna happen offensively, man, is gonna be as boring as it might seem. This division is. It might have a very fun finish to it. It might have a very fun finish to it. So,
Well,
um,
yeah.
between the
Sorry, go
Bills and
ahead.
Patriots, obviously.
No, I mean, like, if you have 2 teams in your division competing for the playoffs and like competing for deep runs in the playoffs, then your division is doing okay. I'm about to sneeze. Go ahead, Jerm.
Yeah. Only thing I'll say is like just to kind of wrap the majority of this up, man, so we can get out of here. The biggest changes that we've seen, majority of those changes were done by the Patriots.
Hmm.
So to be fair, they're obviously changing in the right direction for me. If they had a bad season, it would be a shock to me
Mm.
because I just really believe that Mike Vrabel is a head coach in this league. I believe him automatically. He is a top 7 coach in the league right now. And that's just from his past experience of really being prepared. Tennessee, it just ran its course at Tennessee. I hate to say it, but when head coach, and this is a conversation for another day, but head coaches normally shouldn't be in a place more than 5 to 10 years because everything changes every 5 to 10 years.
Well, I think that's a good place to end it. Anything you want to add, Vic, before we go? Um,
I mean, just look out for Will Campbell, his short arms versus Miles Garrett, week whatever the hell it was. That should be a fun one. Hey, yo,
oh my God!
if he shuts Miles Garrett down, that's good. That's gonna be wild. That would
Number
be
one,
wild.
Miles is probably not going to be on him
Right.
for more
Most of
than
the
10 snaps. Right.
yeah,
That's number one. Number two, there is no shutting down Miles Garrett. There's only hoping you can stay in his way for long enough for the
yeah.
ball to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Trav, Big Shot, hour and a half today. We're trying to get better with the time, but we just slowly working back with the mix. I think an hour and a half for a division show is decent time, and we like to give you details. That's what we do. We don't want to compromise quality just so we could be shorter than 60 minutes, but we will get better. We will be more efficient. This sort of our preseason as well. Uh, Tomorrow, happy hour, Sports 56, 98.5 FM Memphis, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central. I will be there. Tuesdays is Derm's Day. Wednesday is Jorge. And then Friday is myself, and then Myron Jenkins, 12:30 Eastern, 1 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you are there. Look out for this. We're gonna be sharing it throughout the group, and we will see you sometime next week with another one. Take us home, True.
22. See you next week.